And now we are moving on to the next, the rise of women gamers in India. And I'm sure many of you will be excited for this one. And it will be delivered by Rajesh Pantina, Director Marketing Asia Pacific in Mobi, along with Manoj Davane, Founder and CEO, Vision Digital Analysis. Over to you both, Rajesh and Manoj. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the GameX event. I'm sure you guys are having a great time and you're looking forward to a bunch of the insights that are going to be revealed today. One of them being the Understanding India's Women Mobile Gamers report that we're launching along with AdGully. And we've got a great partner in terms of Vision that's helped us actually really bring together a lot of claimed or stated data and look at, marrying that with a lot of actual data, actual engagement that we are seeing in terms of mobile gaming through the pandemic and beyond. Now, before we actually go into the insights, I just want to share a bit of context around how we have come together to build this report. One of the key things that we've actually tried to look at is that using our programmatic research platform, consumer intelligence platform in Mobi Pulse, what we've been able to do is actually survey over close to 250 odd smartphone gamers, women gamers in India. And these are all folks who actually game, right, on their smartphone. And we've tried to basically, ask them a series of questions, understand what are their motivations when it comes to gaming, and also basically make sure that we are looking at some of that data and trying to corroborate it with a bunch of insights when it comes to just the actual consumption on the Mobi Audience Intelligence platform and also on the Vision platform. And ultimately look at a bit about how the ad engagement or the ad interactions have been for these users on the Mobi Marketing Cloud, right? And before we actually go into a bit of the details on survey methodology, I really want Manoj to share a lot about the, patent pending technology and the innovative consumer intelligence platform that Vision is. Manoj, over to you.
Thank you, Rajesh. And it's meaning not only our fortune, but it's our good luck, actually, both ways put together, to be sharing stage with such a prestigious company like yours, Rajesh, on a platform that is constructed by AdGully. So thanks a lot to all of you. A special thanks because we are a tiny company, young company, 3 years old, wanting to see how we can make a difference in the world of measurement, let's say. And we started off a couple of years back with this whole mission of trying to find a way in which we can actually measure, to the T, consumer behavior, especially on digital platforms. How we went about it is constructed a patent pending technology, like Rajesh said, and worked on Android platforms largely across the world. Took us a bit of time, almost 18 months to crack that. But when we eventually did it, we have a very elegant way in which we can pick up meta tag driven data for certain applications that we track in the phone. And we pick up actual behavioral data of only usage of almost 4,000 applications as we speak. How do we do this and how do we productionize the whole thing? Is that we decided to form a panel. So we decided to actually walk the line of a market research company. And in India, we now have 30,000 people who have downloaded our application by their choice, fully opt-in, completely compliant to GDPR standards. And the panel is something that we have as the centerpiece of our company. We keep on doing these researches, with big boys like InMobi and many other people in the market. And to us, the panel had to be representative of 15 states. We focused on 15 states, not yet a big company to go into all 30. And it represents almost 7 language clusters. We have focused on 1 lakh plus population towns. And the way in which the panel has been recruited is in such a manner that it can be extrapolated by using any baseline. For example, we use an IRS or we use the TGI of Kantar in order to extrapolate this. So it's a statistically recruited panel. We have a patented technology that kind of tracks the events on the phone in a most unintrusive manner. There is no microphone permission, there is no screen grab and all that. That's the patent actually. And that's how we churn out data. We get almost 20 million lines of data every day. And just on the gaming front, as we'll keep on unfurling, as Rajesh takes the lead from here, you will find that it is a real vertical to be, taken cognizance of us, and it has transcended being gaming is for the geeks. Gaming has become an entertainment platform, and you will see how it unfolds in this short presentation that we'll do. Rajesh, your cue.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Manoj, and really interesting actually, and that's what really got us intrigued as well. This entire innovation in terms of consumer intelligence that is now going to be presented in terms of insights. Now, quickly jumping on to InMobi Pulse's research methodology or the survey methodology, what we did was we actually served programmatic surveys instead of ads. We delivered surveys to folks, and only those folks who basically completed all the questions or responded to all questions were considered. And that amounted to 240 odd Indian women smartphone users across age groups and across a bunch of cities. Now, this was done earlier in the year, right, which was February, right, 9 to 16, when we were actually releasing the larger India India mobile gaming report. But that's where what is really important, right, and what was really striking was the fact that we found out that there was basically a huge chunk of smartphone population, and within that smartphone, mobile gamers who are women, and they had very peculiar ways of basically, gaming. They had very unique insights and some great mythbusters that we'll actually, unravel going forward. And how we're going to actually cover all these pieces very typically in a game fashion. We're going to hit home by first starting and setting the stage, putting out the dice out there, and then we're going to hit a bit, of roadblock in terms of the idea of what women gamers across regions are doing. How do they engage differently with games, and primarily then trying to understand what is the commitment that women gamers have to mobiles and the gaming that they do on top of that, and ultimately just giving you the key takeaways from this entire session. Now, more importantly, like I was mentioning, right, the survey was done a long while ago. And why did we want to then go into this idea of basically digging deep into what women mobile gamers do? The fact is that we've seen that overall, there is a huge growth, 1.7x growth from July 2020 to April 2021, just in terms of the number of smartphone gamers in India. But what is very unique to notice is the fact that 43% of the smartphone gamers are women, and 49% of women gamers are above the age of 24. Now, this clearly shows that it does not, just beat the old myth that Manoj just called out about, it's about a young boy below 18 or below 20 who's basically investing in their, Xbox, is investing in something else, and is basically gaming day in, day out, or over the weekends. It's not just that. There is basically a whole new persona that's basically entered the arena. And what was unique in addition to that was the fact that how amazingly well all of this was democratized by mobile, right? And then accelerated by the pandemic, as we saw that a majority were actually above the age of 25. And on top of that, what we are also seeing is that conventionally, where you would also think that, okay, if it is women who are basically gaming, they might be the more young Gen Z millennial kind of population. But we are also seeing that, there is basically the women who are married, right? Women who are married with children. And then a bunch of, folks who are, of course, unmarried and across age groups. Now, this basically shows that it is not just one very, again, niche, young audience who's attracted to this. And we've seen actually with a lot of our client partners who have seen a huge shift in terms of the women's online media habits itself, or adoption of new online media habits. And this is another, factor that's basically contributing to all of that. Now, here I would like to actually ask Manoj to share a bit about how this phenomenon, while we see that, there are certain numbers that show a spike, that show a certain trend, how is this more long-term, and why is this actually, piquing interest across the globe?
Looks like that. I'm going to use my old age to point out, 10 years back, people used to say, mobile kis pe chalega? ABCD, astrology, Bollywood, cricket, and devotional. And I swear to God, I used to be the value-added services head for Bharti for a long, long time. And these were the 4 things we used to hawk day in and day out in the market. Cut, 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 cut. Now, if you ask me, and my, kind of 20-year-old daughter saying that, Papu, on what will kind of mobile and stuff run? It is actually EFG. It is e-commerce, it is fintech, and it is gaming. So in my opinion, that whole alphabetical series, like a full periodic table, is slowly but surely approaching, and it's getting converted. Just to give you a parameter here, 53 minutes per day is what you see. Just compare that with a total video and audio, or let's call it a smartphone usage phenomenon in our country, spans around 4 hours, let's say 4 to 5 hours, and it depends on the town and the age categories and all that. If you look at 53 minutes per day, it's like a fourth of the whole utilization is on gaming, and that is not trivial. The key thing is, again, what to what this quick banter between Rajesh and I is, gaming was known to be for geeks from the ages that I came, because people used to be just on the console only playing Prince of Persia. Itna khela Prince of Persia ke usko movie bana diya pura ka pura. Now there are like 2,000 titles that people actually play. So there is democratization of not only access, there is democratization of the choice of content. And what really took my goat when Rajesh showed me this slide with his lovely research, he's saying that look at that star, and I think you should speak to it, Rajesh. Relaxation and entertainment is not what people had associated with gaming in the early days. It was competitiveness, it was nerdiness, it was geekiness, it was people like to watch people gaming. Now, on the one hand, you can say, yaar, hum to wo sadiyon se kare aa rahe, because cricket mein kya hota hai? 11 log khelte hai, and there are at least 75,000 people watching in gaming in Eden Gardens. It started happening again in esports. Remember that. So I think it is metamorphosing. But Rajesh, that particular star is your domain.
No, definitely. And one unique thing that we actually, wanted to unravel and really understand, right? We understand that there is a trend, there's a positive trend. It's a trend that's actually long lasting. And at the same time, it's a huge chunk of the overall media time as well that's being spent. But why are people actually doing this? And what does that tell us a lot about, the further stats that you will see, right? And that was something that we found out, that people were really looking at this as the new face of entertainment, right? And a majority actually started due to the pandemic. And that again really correlates and ties in to the fact that people are now saying, I would actually, rather spend more, like say 10 minutes, 20 minutes every, whatever, like third hour, fourth hour during the day, to just make sure that I'm getting away from, like say, whatever work I'm doing, or basically getting away from whatever I'm actually going through in the entire day. And this is basically, even relevant when it comes to women, because what we've actually seen in terms of OECD, basically part of the UN that releases stats on the time women actually spent home working, etc., and also the amount of mental burden that they have actually seen being added to women. It's become actually 2x, 3x of whatever they had earlier, because now the older people are again at home, right? Earlier, at least, they would be on their walks, they would basically have their time, right? They would be in their community, they would be meeting folks, etc. The children are at home because they do not have, for a majority part of the day, they do not have school, so on and so forth. So all of that has really added to the fact that women really have taken to gaming. They have taken to gaming for relaxation or entertainment, and a huge chunk of their time is spent snacking. All that 1 hour is not a stretch. It's basically snacking. And for some, it's probably like, 1 hour is the snacking time. So there's a lot that's basically happening when it comes to women and mobile gaming. Now, Manoj, just if you could share a bit more on
Sure.
What are the popular genres and what games are they actually playing?
Just to double click, and I must remind you of the first slide that Rajesh put out. It was a curtain raiser into the first one is Ludo King. And hence, meaning as much that we have all played from our childhood days, the way in which the interface of that particular game has been made, it stands out to be kind of hammer and tongs about. It has a familiarity with the people of higher ages that are playing it. You have people like Winzo, which actually is a launcher. It's not one game, but it is a launcher of a couple of games. Meaning, who will survive in this country without cricket? So there is always going to be an NPL or a Dream 11. Remember that this particular survey was done in the months when MPL was the prime sponsor of quite a few of the tournaments that happened in the first part of the year. M-Gamer is actually a rewards kind of gaming platform where you can keep on collecting various points as well as you get coupons for playing certain games. Pretty famous platform. And finally, this the Carrom pool, as much that we disregard small little board games like this, which is a game of skill, actual skill. There is a lot of physics involved. I don't know whether anyone of you have played Carrom on the small screen, on a 4-inch or a 7-inch kind of screen. But there is a bit of physics involved in making sure that your projectiles are going correct. So I'm not surprised looking at these kind of games sitting out there. However, looking at the women side of it, it is very interesting to note that if you look at what you would classically associate with when Ghar Baithe Khelo, the card games, it's not right up there. It is there, of course, 37 minutes a day, but right up there is probably an action genre or a strategy genre. It is indicating, while I'm not here to infer a lot from the data, but it is indicating that the mindset of women who are gaming in our country is also potentially getting globalized, is also potentially going beyond that, subsidy, is also potentially looking at why not PUBG, kind of thing. Maybe it's an aggressive game, but why not PUBG? And if you look at a Dota 2 or if you look at anything else on the strategy side, it's amazing. My personal expectation was that casual gaming will be a bit higher in terms of engagement. It is higher in terms of number of plays because casual gamings tend to be smaller. Sticks lagao, solution nikalo, vagara. Whereas an action game or a strategy game, it's almost like watching a series on Netflix versus watching a 20-minute, kind of thing on one of the broadcast channels. So that's the kind of difference between these gaming genres. I'm pretty happy to note this, as I told you, that not the conventional gaming formats of cards and board games, but it is the newer gaming formats that I see adoption and which is like, heartwarming to me. Rajesh, any comment?
No. And to add to whatever you were saying, right, the kind of, different or diversity that we're seeing among women mobile gamers is also the fact that we all think, right, like again, like I was mentioning, women, probably young women are playing it, etc., etc. But again, in terms of just the kind of, apps that they use outside of, say, gaming, they are these, same people who are also found on social networking apps. They're found on music apps. They're found on photography apps, sports entertainment, lifestyle apps, so on and so forth. So it's basically that gaming definitely owns a huge share of the media, but they're also the same kind of people whom you can understand better as they are seen across different apps. And at the same time, from an offline sense, they are actually the same people that you would feel are, people whom you would want to target if they are retail store visitors, people who might be, high-end mall visitors, people who are more sports and recreation, interested folks, so on and so forth, right? So all of those kind of audiences are again actually represented in terms of gamers. And like I was saying, ultimately mobile is actually, through the advertising ID, is able to actually help tie all of this together. But the reason why we are actually calling out gaming is again the conventional thinking, where you're saying that your core target audience is not a gamer. But again, if you look at it, it is basically out there. They are, your target audience, and you can actually figure out a way to reach them in more interesting ways using all of this intelligence.
Agreed, absolutely.
Now, but again, Manoj, like, I think there is a lot that we actually need to deep dive into when it comes to regional trends.
Yeah.
So quickly, just wanted to, ask you to run, folks through what is happening across different regions and probably the top 5 epicenters in India.
For sure. Meaning we aren't only blessed to be 1 billion and 3, let's say. We are also blessed, like it's actually 30 countries, put together. It's not states. And if somebody answers the question saying that, which is the 3rd largest state in the world, it is Uttar Pradesh. It's 210 million people, and if you put Uttarakhand, then it becomes another little bit more. It is amazing to see that irrespective of the state that you look at or the cluster of states that you look at, you see a decent bit of trend happening out there. Unbelievably, that the whole Ludo King thing, classic board game, but very nicely interfaced. We see it cutting across almost all the states. Southern India, maybe because of the language orientation, and not that gaming has a language, gaming has an action orientation more than language, but it seems to have a slightly Western game, let's say a Garena Free Fire, which is a PUBG kind of equivalent, or a Candy Crush sitting there in the southern part of the place. But maximum share of downloads of gaming actually come from the Western part of the country, in our opinion. And we have the same 5 or 7 games that does the rounds. You will see MPLs that is coming up, probably because the eastern part of the country tends to have a more sports oriented, I won't say sports orientation, but a following orientation, meaning whether it is a Bengali following Mohammedan sporting or whether it is somebody looking at a football club, it happens actually in the eastern part of the world, of our country, rather than other places which are more kind of ambivalent to this. So to me, the way to watch out is, you can go to the next slide. To me, the way to watch out is, we have picked out only 5 out of the 30 states, let's say, or 15 that we cover, frankly. And we look at having only Delhi NCR, which is, as you know, the township, the 5 townships put together, or the whole of Maharashtra, are the pick of the lot. There is an orientation of action gaming. As I said, it is not only casual gaming that we see. And the one thing that I would like to call out is line number 3 is in West Bengal, or the eastern part of the country, the time spent on gaming by women tends to be higher by at least 20-30%. And I don't know, probably needs another double click to understand even further. But it does have an attraction towards the women side of population, I would say. So pretty interesting when you are especially going to come into inferences of your media planning, of your targeting of certain audiences, where are the most inventories generated from, and what are the most valuable ROIs that you're seeing, let's say, what are the more central things. Rajesh and I will speak about it in a bit. You do need to keep into mind what is the shape of gaming in the country, at least for the next 2 years. Rajesh.
Awesome. Now, the next bit that we actually wanted to just cover was to understand now specifically what is the commitment that women have in terms of gaming. So we saw that, they're spending a lot of time, right? And they do actually, think of it as snacking. Now, what we wanted to actually see was that how often do they game, right? And what we found, right, through our survey back then was the fact that 77%, so clearly a majority, actually played once a month or less, right? And now this ties back, they play actually once to several times a day. And this actually ties back to the fact that I was calling out, that they actually said, they came on board because of the pandemic. They really thought of it as relaxation or entertainment. And then they thought of, the average time spent per session would be somewhere around 20 to 25, right? And so 25 minutes. So that's where it clearly shows that they are very, very committed when it comes to gaming and seeking their entertainment. No wonder Netflix is actually thinking of expanding to gaming and basically figuring out, how to capture a bunch of these audiences.
True.
Now, in addition, what is intriguing, and this is more for the gamers, game publishers and developers out there, is that how are these women actually discovering new, mobile games? And what it clearly shows that irrespective of the way that they basically actually play, or they basically dedicate themselves to gaming, they actually figure out what the next game is going to be from the ads on the existing gaming apps that they're playing. So that's probably your biggest avenue for sure in terms of figuring out. But then the App Store recommendations, they really come out in terms of the majority and the most engaged gaming audiences that I would say, which is the committed and regular women gamers. So these two really rank high in terms of figuring out the next game that the women audiences would want to play. Now, also what we really wanted to understand was the duration and frequency of committed gaming, right? And like I was saying, committed gaming is something that is really predominant. So what we actually saw was that the people over the last year, basically, they had a huge increase in terms of time spent and huge increase in terms of the downloads itself that they basically had, right? And that really, if it's growing by 38-40%, that means that there is a lot of demand that's going to be out there going forward as well, right? And this is a huge distance, like Manoj is saying, from the early days when Apple just launched the App Store and the apps were just coming out, to now a particular category, and within that, say, a casual gaming versus a board gaming versus a trivia games, etc., right? All of these within themselves are seeing huge growth and kind of engagement. Now, what is also unique, right, is the fact that when we asked people, right, like what would be your preference in terms of actually leveling up in a game or basically progressing within a game, we saw that clearly a majority were very comfortable with watching an ad than paying money, right? And that clearly shows that ad-based monetization is here to stay. There is basically that preference as well as among consumers, right? And that's one very big aspect that we need to understand, that Indian gamers, especially women, understand the aspect of ads being present within a game. Despite that, they are basically going out there, engaging with the games, etc. But also the unique bit is that they actually recall a bunch of the ads, right? And it's clearly above 50%. So there is a strong recall that they have whenever they see ads. And over the past year, actually, what we have seen on our platform across 1.7 trillion, auctions on the programmatic stack, is basically the fact that the video completion rates have only gone up, right? And at the same time, the click-through rates also on the ads that people watch and the click-through rates on that end card that comes at the end of 15 seconds or 30 seconds, even that has only gone up. So that clearly shows that people are discovering more games, or they're also at the same time discovering more interesting content that newer brands are actually figuring out and using gaming for. Now, in terms of key takeaways, right? Manoj, you want to just quickly probably share your take on the key takeaways?
I feel, meaning this nicely done slides by you, Rajesh, merit your attention, but I do have a kind of a simplistic view of a slightly senior citizen here. Number one, inventory is very high and lots of people play for lots of time, already established. Number two, they have a preference saying that humko dikhao ad chalega. We are saying that. And number three, that whatever they see, they recall. Meaning this is just a Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh ready, kind of a potent kind of combination which is ready for proper scientific targeting of these audiences, in my opinion. And that is what my mega takeaway is basically. If you look at now the peppering and the condiment on this whole thing, guess whether it was more women or more men who won Olympic medals for India. Meaning this is not any comment for yes or no or maybe. But there is a whole movement, there is a whole energy that you can see. In my opinion, if I were an advertiser, I would take great advantage of what is happening today. And over to you for the summary.
Awesome, Manoj. And I think that's the best summary that we could have. And so therefore, my only closing comment is to say, just hit play. Whoever is basically thinking about figuring out gaming or basically leveraging gaming, this is the right time. And all you need to do is just dive in and get started, and you will see, results. You will basically also figure out the best ways to leverage anything and everything that you want to do with gaming. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh and Manoj.